Hey there, welcome back to the YouTube channel today. Today I have a stamp and gel layers on black cardstock. We're using one of the beautiful newest releases, Spring Birds from Simon. I hope you really like this card. We're going to do lots of different techniques on this awesome black card. So as you can see, we have lots of layers of stencils and stamps and watercolor, and the whole thing comes together with the perfect little watercolor bird from the Spring Birds. I have another video with the same little bird, same coloring. I'm going to link it at the end of the video so you can check it out. So of course we're going to use the Spring Birds, which is one of the newest releases. We have the mix and match circles, which is a gorgeous stencil, and the botanical split background. So you can see it's kind of split for different backgrounds. And then as you can see, we are going to stamp on this awesome black cardstock from Simon. So we're going to begin with the botanical split background, and it comes already on an acetate sheet, and I'm going to leave it on there. I'm going to go get some antique linen Distress Oxides, and it's going to show up really nicely. I'm going to fast forward the process of this, but I'm going to ink up the whole thing super quickly and make sure that the whole stamp or the whole area where I'm going to stamp is covered by ink. I'm going to bring in the black cardstock and then place it and use the cover of the Distress Oxide to really press down. And as you can see, we didn't even need a stamp positioner. I'm going to set this with my heat gun, make sure that I'm going to kind of give it a little heat so it sets on the cardstock, it's being absorbed, and it's not going to run off when I place my stenciling. For my stencil, we're using the mix and match circles from Simon as well. I'm going to place it and I'm going to flip it over and add some purple tape to keep it together. You can even do some pixie spray or something to hold it down. I have several colors of black Nuvo, so I'm going to bring in some black glitter, and then I'm going to bring in some normal glittery black. And so this is another way to use some of these 3D embellishments, not necessarily only Nuvos, but whatever you got. And then I'm bringing in some clear, and this is going to really be the base, and it's a lot runnier as you can see, so it's going to really allow it to flow nicely onto that stencil. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of white so we get a bit of a marbly look onto this. And then I'm going to bring in a little plastic spoon and I'm going to mix the whole thing. And as you can see, I'm using an acrylic block. You can use whatever you like. I just find these super easy and I can pop them in the dishwasher when I'm done. So I'm going to add that and using the spoon or spatula, whatever works best, and adding it to the center of my card. And I don't want to go too far to the point where I lose my stamp background that we just did using that Distress Oxide, but more of a centerpiece so it's nice and glossy. And before it all dries so I can wash my stencil, I'm going to remove it and raise that up. So we're going to lift up. You can see we have these half circles. They look really neat, and I think that it gives it just a little extra. And as you can see, the Distress Oxide did not counter interact with that water. So as that is drying up, I'm going to bring the Starry Nights watercolor palette, which is an array of 6 watercolors in different tones of gold. And I'm going to use 2 of these. I'm going to use the darkest of that gold, create a nice little medium with water in my watercolor brush, and then just kind of splatter the whole thing with it. It's going to give it just a little more dimension. So we have our first layer of stamps, then we have our second layer of Nuvo gel that we got going on, and then our third layer is going to be watercolor splatters. And honestly, the whole thing works really nicely. And then I'm going to do a splatter of white to just give it a little more color. We're going to set that aside to dry, and we're going to bring in the sentiment from the Spring Birds. This is Thank You. I have a piece of light yellow cardstock that I felt matched quite nicely with the watercolor done on those Spring Birds, and I messed it up, so I decided to do it again. So I just flipped it around, and then I'm going to stamp it with my Simon Says Stamp Embossing Watermark ink, and I'm going to cover it with the Simon Says Stamp Black Embossing Powder. We're going to heat set, add some foam adhesive to the back, and we are going to place this on our card. I suggest that you wait till it's completely dry so that Nuvo gel is dry, and because it is made for paper crafts, it does dry pretty quickly. I'm going to place it on the bottom center of the card base or the card panel, depending on how you like to make your cards. And then I have this Spring Bird that I had watercolored previously. and I'm gonna put some foam adhesive on him as well and place him right on the center. And honestly, I felt this needed a bit more embellishment, so I'm going to trim the edge of the little strip with my scissors and using the straight edge of the card, and then I'm going to bring in some pretty pink Posh jewels, and these are two-sided. One side is the diamond look and the other side is this gold, so I'm going to add both the gold and the little diamond look because it kind of goes with that white and gold watercolor splatters. And guys, that does it for me. We have lots of layers for this easy card using multiple Simon Says products, but the main focus is the spring birds that was just released. I hope you liked this tutorial. Let me know your thoughts. What are your feelings on black cardstock and adding this gorgeous array of products for a really neat thank you card that I think could go for many different occasions? And yeah, all products are listed down below with some affiliate links. If you click on it, I get a small commission at no extra cost to you. And please don't forget to like the video, give me down a comment, let me know your thoughts. Please do share and click subscribe so you get more recommended videos when they come up. We'll see you later.